recording and then we'll, great, get started. Okay, so today we are going to do yoga Pilates fusion. We'll just start with a quick vinyasa to get us to the mat, and then we'll do our Pilates work, and then we'll come to some yoga work to stretch out and kind of mellow out after our Pilates. So let's just start by standing in place, feet under the hips, starting to engage those lower thighs, engage the core, use it to straighten the spine just a couple of degrees, lift the rib cage up off the waist, roll the shoulder blades down the back, palms to the front in our Tadasana pose. Here we're gonna inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms to mat, step back into a plank. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows hugging the rib cage. Coming up to up dog. Pressing back to down dog. Hold here for 3 breaths. Just getting a little bit of lengthening on the back of those legs. Dropping the head down between the arms. Straightening the spine, pushing the glutes up and behind you. And now bring your gaze to the mat. Drop down to your knees. Coming through onto our back. We're going to have our feet on the mat, walking your heels toward your glutes. And we're just going to start with a single leg fold, alternating for Pilates. So bring that knee in, come back down. Lift your head and shoulders off the mat, hug the knee, bring the foot and the head and shoulders back to the mat. Just keeping this going. A little bit of warm up here for the core. Feel your core engaging to lift that leg off the mat. So feel the movement come from pushing the belly button to the spine. That will lift both the foot and the head and shoulders up off the mat. Keep this going, just a couple more. Nice. Last set. And release. You can hug both of those legs. Let's rock side to side a little bit of massage on that lower back before we get into some more intense work. Extend both legs. Again, you could have your palms flat on the mat. You could also bring your thumbs underneath your glutes for a little bit of support for your hips if you would like. And we're gonna do a single leg circle. So start with one leg in the air, other leg extended on the mat, both toes pointed. We'll start with just a little circle in the air, circling out, thinking about keeping those hips even, thinking about keeping that core engaged, belly button to the spine, not thinking about pressing the spine into the mat, but thinking about compressing the distance between the belly button and the spine. Switch directions for that little circle. Starting to feel the work happening in both the leg and the core. Switch directions again. This time we're going to go big. So this is where we are really working that core to keep those hips parallel, both pointing straight up toward the sky, not letting that hip open up as your leg extends to the side. You can use your hands as leverage. 2, 4, 3, 2, last one, other direction. Circle out and in. Getting as close to the floor as you can with that hover while still maintaining the position of your hips. So really extending that leg, feeling your core work to bring the leg back up. Nice. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Set that leg down, shake it out. I know my leg is definitely feeling it. Keeping the first leg extended, lift the other leg up. We're just going to start with those small circles just to feel the way your center of gravity and your balance changes as the weight of your leg moves through space. Getting ready for those bigger circles, switch directions with the little circle still. Keeping that leg lifted high in the air, straight knees, both toes pointed, unless you're having cramps or something, of course. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch directions again, this time big. Really big circle. Getting your leg out to the side. Palms down on the mat for support, or those thumbs underneath your hips. Whatever works for you. Nice. Feel this great movement of the leg and the hip socket as well. A little bit of mobility work. 4 more of this direction. 3, 2, and 1. Switch directions, out and up. Out and up. And I certainly find this the most challenging. Really engaging the core. You got the leg way out there. Engage the core to lift it up. Engage the core to lift. Lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend that leg, rising up to a seat. We're going to do our saw. So this time our feet are flexed, tall, straight up from the ground. You can put your hands behind you to kind of get your glutes right underneath your body. Arms up, open to one side, touch the other toe. Open to one side, touch the other toe. So you're trying to keep your arms in a straight line, no matter which way you're facing. So opening up that back arm as we reach toward the toe, coming back to a tall spine at the center, trying to keep as much of an elongated spinal cord as we can throughout this movement. Nice. Using core control to get that nice deep twist in. Both Pilates and yoga have a lot of emphasis on a twist. And yoga, the idea is to kind of wring that old blood out of your organs. I don't know that I totally believe that, but it's a nice thought to just think about really giving your body a chance to renew all of your internal parts. 4, tall, 3, tall, 2, tall, last one. Coming back down to the mat, this time we're going to do a bicycle. So very simple to start. Head and shoulders down on the mat, thumbs underneath your glutes, and we'll just go for a little ride here. Circling those legs, using the core to keep them lifted into the air, feeling them, feeling the little tiny corrections that your core muscles make as your legs circle through. And if you would like to add another dimension, you can lift your head and shoulders up off the mat. Keep circling, keep bicycling. You want to make it a little harder, you can also lift your arms up off the mat. Keep it going. And you can always step down, bring the palms down, bring the head and shoulders down. Whatever works for you right now. Keep it going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees. Rock side to side. And keep hugging those knees to roll up. We're gonna come all the way through onto our belly. And we are going to do some intense lower back work here. I did this last week and really felt it. So if it's starting to hurt, then just come back to this plane. Actually, we're more in a Sphinx pose with our palms in front of us. Come back to the Sphinx pose. If you are ready for some work, we're gonna start by reaching one arm out, tap. Other arm out, tap, tap. So just alternating, walking those arms out. This doesn't necessarily seem like much right now, but your lower back is working very hard to maintain that cobra pose when you take away one of your supports. So keep that going. Tap, tap, tap. Now you can stick with this, or you can keep one arm extended out. Plant that palm. We're gonna tap the other arm out, tap it in. Tap, 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 tap. So we just have one hand supporting us. Tap, tap, tall, tall, head and shoulders up above the mat. Core is also engaged underneath your body, helping to lift up that torso. 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the other hand. Tap, 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 tap. So this is bringing the work more into the side of your back that your supporting arm is in. Tap, tap, tap. This is also a little bit of a challenge for the shoulder of the supporting arm. Tap, tap, tap. 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms down. Coming back to our Sphinx pose, elbows underneath the shoulders. Keeping both palms where they are, but pressing them into the mat. Lift up, come down. Lift and down. Now this is coming into our triceps a little. Strong core, we're not leaving the belly on the mat. We're kind of maintaining the same curvature of the spine and lifting the whole body up from the hips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. I promise you will feel that. Let's push back into a child's pose to get a little bit of a stretch in the lower back. Get some kind of counter stretching going. We had a lot of a stretch of extending that natural curve. So let's elongate that natural curve. Coming back to the mat, we're going to start some side work here. So feet together, knees together, drop your knees to one side. Your hips are even with your heels. You're going to have your fingertips behind your ears. We're going to crunch straight up. And as we crunch up, we're going to extend that top leg in a little kick. So kick and down, kick and down. So really think about those shoulders going straight up into the air. We're trying not to turn our body in the direction that we've dropped our knees. And that is definitely a bit of a challenge because of course your body does not like to be out of alignment. It wants to come into a nice straight line along that spinal column. Here, we're fighting that. We're engaging our core. We're engaging our obliques to different degrees. It's a nice little exercise. I like this crunch variation. 4 bar full range. 3, 2, stay up here. pulse, and lift that leg, pulse the head and shoulders up, lift the leg, pulse, pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Head and shoulders to the mat. Bring your knees up, feet together, heels walk toward the glutes, drop those knees to the other side, shoulders up, leg out and up. Kick, 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 keep it going. Lift up. I know it feels like we already did so many of these, but this side is slightly different because of the different angle of our body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay up, pulse the body straight up, kick the leg, lift the leg up and down, pulse the leg up and down, up, 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 shoulders straight to the sky, pulse, pulse, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those feet back together. Just shake the knees together, side to side, continuing loosening up that lower back. We're going to come onto our side to do a little side plank variation. So you can do this on your hand or on your elbow. I'm gonna do elbow. We're gonna keep our bottom knee down. We're not gonna come all the way up into a full plank. So keeping that bottom knee down, other arm in the sky, we're gonna touch that top leg front, touch it to the back. Touch front, touch back, touch front, touch back. And of course, we are working to keep those hips straight up and down, not letting them open to the front and back as we move our leg. And back, touch front and back. 4 and touch. 3 and touch. Lifting those hips high in the air. 2 and touch. Last one, touch back. Switch to the other side. So coming up onto that shoulder, knee and elbow in a straight line. Lift that other arm up, touch the leg front, touch back, touch front, touch back, touch front. You can bring your gaze up to the ceiling if you want even more challenge, or you can keep your gaze straight in front of you. Definitely do not drop your head to look down at the floor. Touch and back, touch and back. Nice job, keep it going. And back for 4, back, 3, back, 2, back, last one, and back. Nice. I hope you felt that in your core, in your glutes, kind of a whole body exercise. Let's do another plank variation. This time we're gonna plant our hands. You can start in a knee plank if you'd like, or you can be on your toes. And we're just gonna rock back to down dog, rock up to a plank. And the goal of this exercise, keep rocking, you can go at your own pace, is to feel that perfect plank spot. So you wanna feel the spot where your hips hit that perfect straight line from shoulder to heel. And coming all the way through the range of motion really helps this. I don't prefer that you come all the way beyond because that can put stress on the lower back. So, but bring your hips all the way down in space until you really feel like you've got that straight line from the top of your head down to your heels. Your glutes are all the way locked down in position. In a plank, The way to make it easier is to just pop your booty up in the air a little bit. And this helps us find that most challenging spot. 4, come back to plank. 3, come back to plank. 2, plank. Last one, we'll do a plank hold. You can drop to your knees for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Our last Pilates move before we move on to yoga, we'll do our classic Pilates 100s. So coming down to the mat, lifting those legs in the air. You can have knees bent or legs extended. I'll start with knees bent. Lift that head and shoulders off the mat. Get a nice strong Pilates C curve from your head to your tailbone. And we start to beat the air. 10, 20. So you're really pushing your belly button down to your spine. 30. Using that push, that pressing down to lift your shoulders and head higher into the air. 40. 50, squeezing the thighs together, whether your legs are bent or extended. 60. 70. 80. 90. And 100. Hug those knees. Nice job. We've made it through our Pilates series. Donna, since you are the special guest today, do you have any preference for yoga poses to do? Or do you just want to go, you want dealer's choice? Yeah, whatever. Sounds good. All right, well, let's start standing. Let's come through our vinyasa again. Let's set ourselves up here with our feet underneath our hips, feeling that long lift. I feel like my spine is a little bit longer now that I've done some work to bring some flexibility to it and a little bit of elongation. Shoulder blades down the back, palms open to the front, chin level with the floor, eyes looking at the journey ahead. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, swan dive down to a fold. Flat back. Stepping back to a plank. Chaturanga through here. We already did that nice tricep work. So this tricep should be nice and warm. Pushing back to a down dog. Lift the right leg up. Step through to a warrior 1. Rotating that back foot down to the mat, pressing the outside edge of the back foot. Hips facing forward. Shoulder blades down the back. One more breath. Palms to the mat. Step that foot back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Lift the left leg in the air. Step it through to warrior 1. Let's just settle into this pose for a few breaths. Pressing the outside of the back foot. Thinking about the position of our hips. Floating deeper into that front knee bend. Shoulders relaxed. And now palms back to the mat. Stepping back to our plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Full breath. Now step or jump your feet to your hands. Flat back. Fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Starting that again. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Inhale, and then exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Lift the right leg up. Step it through to warrior one. Exhale. Inhale to warrior two. Gaze over the front fingertips. Front knee strong and open, not collapsing to the center. Floating a little bit down on your exhale. And bringing the palms back to the mat. Step back to our plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left leg up, step it through to warrior one. Get yourself settled into this position. Strength and stability. Palms to heart center, opening into warrior two. Pressing the back shoulder back to open those shoulders. Hips are open here as well. Floating down on an exhale. And bringing the palms back to the mat. Step back to a plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Step or jump those hands up to our feet. Flat back, fold. Let's hold this fold here for a second. You can take your big toes in a yoga toe hold. Your index and your middle finger wrapped around with your thumb over those toes. Or you can rest your palms on your shins or the backs of your calves. Whatever's comfortable here. And now we're going to slowly roll up to a standing position. Open up. We are going to come into our Utkatasana series now, our chair pose. So let's bring those big toes together. Mine never stay together, but I like to start in the right position. Lifting those arms up in an exhale as we sit down into our chair. So really feeling those glutes pushing behind you, feeling the thighs squeeze together. Look down and make sure that your knees are even. We all have a stronger side and a weaker side, and that tends to result in us kind of twisting our hips so that our knees are off center. You want to work both legs equally, squeeze those thighs together. Bring your palms to heart center, and we are going to hook those elbows, or the elbow over the opposite knee. Staying down here in our chair, glutes push back, trying to keep your palms at heart center. That's way more important to me than the degree of twist. So if your degree of twist is here, but your palms are still in the right place, I am very happy with that. Untwist, rise all the way up. Arms open. Take a breath here. We're going to come back into that pose. I'm sure you guessed because we only twisted to one side. Inhale, exhale, set back into that chair. Arms overhead. If you are more advanced in your practice than me, your arms will be almost straight up in the air. This pose is always a challenge for me. So it's a good one to work on. Bringing palms to heart center. We're gonna twist to the other side, keeping those palms in place at heart center, hooking your elbow if you can. Again, make sure that your knees are even. When we do the twist especially, they want to shift out of position, squeezing those thighs together. And untwist, rise all the way up. Hands open. Nice. We're gonna move through that series a few times with our breath. So we're gonna move quickly from center to twist to center to twist. Inhale, exhale, sit back into your chair. Palms to heart center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, bring those arms up to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, up. So follow your own breathing here. Keeping the strong Utkatasana. Exhaling on the twist. Inhaling at the center. Feeling your legs so strong. Feeling those inner thighs squeeze, squeeze, squeeze to maintain that nice parallel placement. One more set, and then meet me in the center. Hold here for one more breath. And rise up. Beautiful. One more standing posture. We're gonna do a balance pose. I am going to use a block here because we are going to do eagle. So if you're using a block, or you can get a book, or maybe you're awesome at eagle and you do not need any support, put it outside your supporting leg. Lift up all of the toes of your supporting leg. Let's start with our palms at heart center. Lifting the other leg, wrap it around your standing leg. Now, if you would like, take the opposite arm of the leg that's on top and yes, what am I doing here? Yes, you'll have the opposite arm on top. So there's two schools of thoughts about eagle. I was trained that you keep your elbows parallel to your shoulders, sitting back as much as you can. But I have also seen it done where you bring your elbows to your knees in a fold. So you can choose whichever one you would like. I find the arms up more of a balance challenge, but the fold is more of a nice kind of yoga relaxation posture. And I'm supporting my foot on this block, trying to keep my elbows lifted. For 4, 3, 2, and fly. Exhale. If you're using a block, let's switch it to the other side. Palms to heart center. Lift up each toe and set it down of that supporting leg. Opposite leg wrapped over. That arm is going to be underneath. Opposite leg on top. Keeping your legs wrapped and your arms wrapped. We're going to try to bend our knee, push our glutes back to a chair a little bit. And working on our balance. Again, you can take that fold for a more relaxing version of this pose. Arms up for more balance challenge. Four, 3, 2, 1, and fly. Beautiful. Oh, nice fold here. Rise back up. Let me adjust this. Awesome. Okay, coming down to our mat. Oh, I think we have just enough time to do this. We are going to do a quick bridge and wheel, and then a quick resting half pigeon, and then a short savasana. So let's just do a quick vinyasa to get down. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga, hugging those elbows to the rib cage. And of course, should have said knees is always an option for chaturanga. Pushing back to down dog. Step, step, step your feet all the way up to your hands. Step them through. Coming to our back. Walk your heels as close to your glutes as you can get them. Feet are about hip distance apart. Plant your palms down on the mat. Tuck your shoulder blades under. Inhale, and as you exhale, roll that tailbone up into the air. All that Pilates work should help you feel really aware of the role that your core plays in lifting you up off the mat, pushing those hips high into the air. You can clasp your hands underneath you for a nice shoulder stretch that also does a great job of bringing your shoulder blades underneath you. Hips so high in the air. Feel this here. Feel your inner thighs engaging with one another as though they want to pull together, but not pulling your knees out of alignment. Push, push, push. Inhale big and exhale, roll down so slowly, one vertebra at a time. And now we'll repeat that, or if you have wheel in your practice, we'll do the wheel. Again, heels really close to the glutes, feet firmly planted, fingertips pointing down toward your feet, starting from that tailbone, starting with the strong core contraction to lift the tailbone up off the mat, lifting all the way up, head and shoulders off the mat, dropping the head between your hands, engaging those inner thighs. And slowly lower your head to the mat, roll your vertebra down the mat. Extend the legs, quick pencil stretch. Ooh, do you have a minute to do resting half pigeon before Savasana, or do you want to go straight to Savasana? I'll take that as a little bit of resting half pigeon. Okay. So let's just come straight to our down dog, pressing up into down dog. This is our last down dog. So really make the most of it. We're gonna lift that right leg into the air. This time drop the knee between the hands. Walk that back foot back a little bit so that your hips are really even, and drop down. Elbows to the mat, or you can hands to the mat, elbows to the mat, forehead to your hands in a pillow, or forehead to the mat with your arms extended. Your hips naturally want to float toward the floor over that bent knee. So think of the oppositional force of the hip of the extended leg wanting to be attracted to the floor. So instead of focusing on lifting the bent knee hip, focus on grounding the extended leg hip. For me, that's my left hip. Feel your hip relax. Feel your legs let go. Let your upper body rest on that extended front leg. And now bring your palms underneath your shoulders. Lift your body up off the mat, tuck under your back toes. Step your other leg back. So you're in a plank. Push back to down dog. Lift that left leg in the air. Drop the left knee between the palms. Step that right toe back just a little. Inhale and exhale yourself down to the level that works for you for this resting half pigeon. And you might be able to proceed through levels as we hold this pose. The hip of the extended back leg seeking to be grounded in the mat. I promise that it's nearly impossible to overcorrect. So no matter how close you feel to actually grounding, you are probably exactly right. And now palms underneath the shoulders. Press up. This time we're going to bring the back leg in. Hug those knees. Give yourself a hug for working so hard today. And extend your body into your reclining Savasana, your corpse pose. Let your feet open up. Palms open up to the sky. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. Close your eyes. Take yourself out of the living room that you have been spending all your time in for a year and into a place that has fond memories for you. Maybe it is a beautiful mountain hike or a warm sandy beach or an amazing cathedral or a museum filled with light and art. And just give yourself a few minutes there. And let's start to return to the present. Wiggle your fingers and toes, circle your wrists and ankles, roll over onto your side, keeping your eyes closed in a fetal position, using your arm as a pillow. And keeping your eyes closed, push up to sitting, cross-legged position, palms face down on your knees as we ground ourselves in the here and now and look toward a brighter future as the vaccine rolls out. Palms to heart center, inhale. Exhale the palms to the center of your forehead. Thank yourself for bringing that beautiful memory back to life. And if you'd like, you can join me in a bow. Namaste. Thank you so much. I hope that you have a great afternoon on this rainy day.